So folks, the election's coming up, obviously. Trump better get in there. My God, we are screwed if he doesn't. But I figured I'd bring up a point that Kamala has said in the past, and it kind of goes along with Kamala's deal. When you ask her a question, she doesn't know how to answer it, or she does, but she has a word salad and says 1,500 different things that you aren't going to understand or no one understands. But I think that's the goal. If you really think about it, Kamala, the way she talks to people like they're too stupid to figure out that she says nothing. Like, how many immigrants did you let in during your vice presidency? Well, here's the thing. I mean, we did something great for the country and we're doing a really good job and we got a bill going. No, that's not what they fucking asked. Can you not answer a simple question? That should be a requirement for anybody who runs for president. When you're asked a question from the American people or from an American, you answer the question. If you can't do that, why the hell would anyone vote for you? Serious. I mean, can you imagine Kamala being in there and having a meeting with Putin or Xi Jinping or whatever he's called in China? And they ask her, they're like, well, how do we figure out our relationship in terms of how we're going to act as countries? How would Kamala respond to that? Well, you know, I'm Indian, so I'm not really sure. I'd probably have to, I don't know, go to India and talk to them. And by the way, we're doing a great thing for our country. And yeah, no. Now, folks, y'all know that I love to work with the best of the best in terms of companies that I promote to you. And a longtime sponsor of the channel, Blackout Coffee, they just released their premium instant coffee, and I gotta tell you, this stuff, it's amazing. Morning Reaper as well, big recommendation. And they've also got their investment campaign going on, so you can become a part owner of your favorite coffee. All the details are gonna be linked below the video, but as always, we're giving you 10% off. Go stock up, and if you're like me, grab a 5-pound bag. It's cost efficient, and for me, can't have enough of Blackout Coffee. Answer the question. Here she is talking about how it would be great if she could ban all guns.
We've been talking a lot tonight about guns and the implications for the homicide rate. One question is whether in a city like San Francisco, with our history, is there any justification for anyone to carry a gun except for law enforcement? And why not ban them completely in the city?
Well, there's been a measure on the ballot, actually, to do that, and it's currently being challenged. And there's a question about its constitutionality, because, of course, the Constitution of the United States says that we do have a right to legally possess firearms. So, yeah, I think it's you know, and it'd be great to end world hunger and a couple other things too. Are we going to really be able to get rid of people owning and possessing guns? I don't know. I don't think we're anywhere close to that right now. So I would not like put all my effort into that as being the solution, because I think it's a long way off.
Yes, she has said this in the past. So if we can just kind of go through all of the different things she said about gun control. One, she's a fan of red flag laws, obviously.
Red flag laws. And these are just common sense. These are just common sense.
I thought it was so powerful at the convention when you said you have guns. No, at the debate.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
Two, she's a fan of just straight up confiscation.
I'm prepared to take executive action and put in place a ban on the importation of assault weapons into our country. But we still have to deal with the over 2 million assault weapons that are currently in the streets of America. And so a buyback program is a good idea. If Congress fails to act, I'll give them 100 days to put a bill on my desk for signature. And if they do not do it, I will put in place by executive action a comprehensive background check requirement and a ban on the assault weapons and importation of assault weapons into our country. I'm done.
Three, she's a fan of gun buybacks. Four, she's a fan of an assault weapon ban. And now this comes out? Kamala, you say you're a gun owner, so you're just gonna ban your own gun? Listen to this. That is a horrible answer. Well, I'd like to end world hunger. So essentially you're calling out your dreams and your hopes. Well, I'd like to end world hunger. I'd like nobody in the U.S. to be able to own firearms, and I would like to run a dictatorship. Why didn't you just end with that? I mean, that's ultimately what it would become. And for the people who don't understand this, let me explain it the best way that I understand how the U.S. government would turn into a very quick dictatorship if everybody had to give up their guns or somebody snapped their finger and we all lost them, whatever the thought process wants to be. Or in the worst case, somehow they send law enforcement to confiscate everybody's guns. Right now, the government is too small to act on a legitimate national level. And what I mean by that is if they want to monitor what every citizen owns, they would have to pretty much do regular checkups with law enforcement. Now, the reason why they can't do that is because a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, would get fed up very quick. Stop opening the door. They would be met with, I don't know, somebody holding a gun. So they can't do it. But somehow if all of the guns were removed from America, law enforcement could do whatever they want. They have no worry about knocking on the door because they have a gun and you don't. They can come into your house, they can do whatever they want because they are the one with the gun. That's why they want this.
We talk about mandatory buybacks of the AK-47s and AR-15s, millions of them on our streets, in our homes, too often used against us. 22 people killed by an AK-47, a racist, white supremacist terrorist in El Paso on August 3rd. The only way we're gonna make a dent in this kind of violence and fear is to buy them back.
They want to be able to search anybody, dictate over anybody, and do whatever they want to anybody at any time. And when we own guns, it is a lot harder for them to do that. That's why our forefathers put in there no infringements. Every American should be able to own whatever they want.